We're live.
Good evening.
Oh, Finley's on it tonight.
Finally.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm going to assume that means good evening or hello. My Welsh is not all that brilliant. All I know is lots of L's in it.
That's a good way to.
Probably a bit.
That's a good way to start this live stream this month.
Let's be not PC.
Oh dear. Anyway, how have we all been? I notice we've got 3 viewers currently, or at least it just says drop down to 1.
Things changed.
Oh, it has changed. Sorry, we're looking at the interface. It's all changed. And hello, Ian. How are you doing? I did wave, but it's not on camera, so hello. Yeah. How have you been since we saw you last at the NEC?
A couple of weeks ago.
It was, wasn't it? Blimey, a lot's happened since. Just generally in the world, let alone our lives. No. Simone's here. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. I said that as if you've never been here before.
Hello and welcome to the live stream.
Caught the NEC lurgy. Oh, really? Oh, that's a shame. I know Ian Hubnut caught something as well.
Noise.
I'm being told off already. We're only like 1.5 minutes into this.
No, but you're fiddling with a bit of paper. It might be. It might be a bit annoying on the speakers. I don't know where they
are. I have no idea. But yeah.
We managed to avoid the NEC lurgy.
I don't know how, but we've managed it somehow. We survived this month. I've had a slight name change. Yes, we'd seen hooked on Cortinas and classics now. A little bit different from what it was before. It's just hooked on classics before, but now, yeah, making the Cortina more of the focus on the channel. I noticed, obviously, you had quite a lot of Cortina content on the channel previously, but she's now in the bay for me.
Only because you'll fiddle with it.
I'm not a good fiddle.
What you do in your own time, my friend, is your business.
Is it now?
Good evening, Mighty Cat Mods.
Hello, how's the cats going?
I said that like school.
You did.
Good evening, Mighty Cat Mods.
I've missed you both. Oh, that's very sweet of you.
It's very kind of you to join us again.
Yes.
I just realised my drink's all the way over there.
Oh,
That's
no.
not good planning. Never mind.
No, you can reach it if you'd like.
Thanks.
I shall look after the laptop.
In the suitably Christmas.
It's not Christmas yet.
Cups. Cup of good cheer, though. For
I'm not a Grinch, but it's not Christmas yet. Next month, December, celebrate away.
I'm sorry, what did we do today? We just walked up and down all of the Christmas aisles in all the kind of bargain
Tesco
shops.
and everything else, I think, is Christmas.
Good evening, Mr. Pink, from platform B1 in Cologne tram, waiting for a connection. Good evening.
It's been ages since I've last been on a tram.
I've never been on a tram.
Have you not? No?
From down south, darling. We don't have trams down here.
We've got them down in Seaton. That's south.
Where?
It's Devon.
I know it's Devon. But it's like we don't have trams over buses like they do up north.
Up north?
Up north.
Oh, in Birmingham.
Yeah.
They've still got trams
north
there.
From here.
I've never been on a tram either. Or either. Depends what you say.
Either.
That's
Good evening, Ian, as well. Just snuck in there.
That's the thing, though. We have huge discussions about how to pronounce words because you are very much Southern with the way you say things, whereas I'm a lot more Midlands, I guess. So it's just the way that we pronounce words. It's just very different.
Hello, Luke. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining in yet another live stream. Yes, we haven't really done a lot this month, have we, really, on the channel, to say the least?
No, the channel itself has been quite quiet. We've written our little list here. But the very first thing that I wrote in terms of what we've done since last time is that we've continued our video break as we adjusted some changes in our personal life, which sounds really dramatic.
It isn't.
But it's to do with work. Work's changed a little bit, and hours and times and stuff have changed, and we've just taken a little bit longer to get used to it than we thought we would. So something had to give, and unfortunately it was YouTube, but obviously we don't earn the money from that, so it's kind of...
No, as much as YouTube, everyone likes to sort of pretend that YouTube is a golden life. Everyone,
maybe one day, but not right now.
Everything is always good, but factually, life isn't always that way.
No, not at all.
But as you said, we don't make particularly a lot of money off YouTube. Obviously, until this year, we didn't make any money off of YouTube.
No.
So that's a change. But still, even at the minute, it doesn't earn that much.
Yeah, our proper jobs are very much the bill paying
scene. They pay for the petrol, the car maintenance, and various different C5 bits that keep arriving.
Yes.
It's a lot.
Poor postman.
Yeah.
He's going to practically be here on his days off just because of you.
To be fair, he does like chatting about all the work we've had going on here.
Yes. Right, let's catch up on these.
Yes.
We used to live in Wuppertal, where the trams hang upside down.
That's a new one on me. Wow, that was really convincing.
Well, I don't know how that would work and how I would feel about that.
What if they were upside down?
Yeah.
I don't know how
like
it would
a
work.
ski lift.
Oh, it might
That's
be.
like a tram that hangs upside down.
Might be.
How does it work? Let us know.
That's or it's just one big loop-de-loop all the way.
Oh gosh, I would be sick.
I think somebody actually created a theoretical, I shall say, roller coaster that eventually ends in
a suspended monorail. It's basically like a.
I've never heard of that.
That makes sense.
But no, speaking of big circles and things like that, somebody created a roller coaster that eventually ends in death. Essentially, it's supposed to be a nice, peaceful way of going. I'm full of random facts. I'd be very good in a pub quiz.
Pure Power pub quiz team.
Ooh, we should do that.
There
we go. Yes, shall we discuss what we have done, even though we haven't done much on YouTube as of late, with this channel anyway?
Yes.
Yes, that's true. Ian, you do have a new project card, don't you? So I'm not going to reveal what it is. It's your project, but I shall say, having had a sneak preview, it is very exciting. It's very much up my street.
I don't know what it is.
Do you not? Oh, we'll find out afterwards.
Okay. Let's go back to the piece of paper. The dreaded bit of paper.
The paper I've been playing with.
Yes, as we say, we've had a continued video break, but I think there are plans to alleviate said break.
Kickstart again.
Yes.
Not Kickstarter. Don't think we're asking for money. We're not.
Although, if you're... Yeah, so we touched on it very quickly when we were having a chat with Ian at the very beginning there. We went to the Lancaster Motor... Is it Classic Motor
Classic
Show?
Car Show.
Classic Motor Show. It's not the car show. Classic Motor Show at the NEC.
Classic cars.
Which was a birthday present for Jake, who is... That's another thing that's happened since the last time.
I'm now a year older.
You're old now.
Can you start to see the grey already in my beard and hair?
Yeah, I hate to break it to you, but it is like here, but never mind.
I'll start using dye any day now. I'll make it pink or something. Really stand out.
But yeah, so we went to the NEC. We met Ian of
ENF Cars. It's Ian F Cars on Twitter.
Yeah, Fixing Assets with Ian in real life.
Yes. We did our 1,000, 2,000 subscriber special. We did a load of mentions for other channels. Some of them we hadn't actually met in person or really spoken to that much online previously. No. But yes, if you haven't already checked that out, please do. There's lots of channels on there that are definitely worth a watch.
Yes. And
quick plug.
We managed to spend a good bit of time with Matt as well. Matt Pink, that is, who is floating around here somewhere. He's
in Germany.
Yeah,
on his phone.
Disappeared off to Germany for a bit, so he's
as you do.
He's busy doing his thing over there. So yeah, we had a nice day. There was lots of walking, lots of cars, lots of people.
Sorry, this small hair is really annoying me.
Sorry, did you enjoy yourself?
I'm a fashion icon.
Evidently.
Yes, I did very much enjoy myself. I'd never been to the NEC before, but going to it with, how many halls was it? About 6 halls in total for that show alone? I know there was 5 main halls, but there was another one that we actually missed because we didn't get to see everything on the day.
Yeah, we have decided between the three of us, as in Jake, Matt and I, decided at least 2 days is needed next year.
Definitely.
So yeah, it's going to be something we're going to look into. You did a bit of filming, didn't you?
Yes, I've done a bit of filming, but because of the sound in there and I guess the way that The camera I've got tends to react a lot with the lighting. It's not always the best when it comes to interior lighting. You may have noticed that with some shots from my garage, ironically.
Yes. But if you want some really detailed videos of absolutely everything and you've got some time to watch them, then Joseph, as always, has covered the show to an nth degree, and there is lots of content.
How many hours has he got? He's got a half-hour videos and 22 parts, so 11 hours in total.
Yes.
My maths is on it tonight. It's not my strong point, but yes, 11 hours. So if you've got 11 hours to spare or wish to see everything that was at the NEC
from the whole weekend,
please do go and check his channel until our video goes live. It's more highlights for us though.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have 11 hours to go around and film every single vehicle
we
there.
We went to enjoy it, and for Jake's birthday rather than going to film. YouTube wasn't the main priority. Enjoying it and celebrating Jake's birthday was the priority. So yeah, there is a bit of footage, but not much. We've got a few pictures that have gone up on Instagram as well, just for good measure. So yeah, little bits have happened. Simone is going to the NEC in March. We're looking at it as well. We're looking at the NEC. We are in talks with a couple of other YouTube people.
I don't know why you look to me.
You're a YouTube person, are you not?
I am.
Okay, so I'm in talks with another YouTube person, to see if we can get up there all together. So that will be interesting, and hopefully will happen because that's near my birthday. We just like to go to the NEC for our birthdays.
Yeah, it's actually on my mum's birthday as well. Yeah. Ironically, maybe we'll take her to celebrate.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she'll love it. The NEC in March is the Practical Classics Restoration Show. Is that what it's called?
I believe it is, yes. Yeah. I'll double check.
Not exactly how I want to spend my birthday, but like you say, it's the week after, so I can't complain.
She will.
Rude. Ian's attending the NEC next November for 2 days. I'm assuming that's going to the car show, not just something random.
That will be going to the car show in the NEC. Yeah, I think it's been tempted by all the footage that other YouTubers have got this year and some of the photos as well.
Don't blame me. It was good.
It was a really good show.
Even for somebody who doesn't know and appreciate cars in quite the same way that you do, I did enjoy it. It was a good day.
Despite spending a lot of my life in the Midlands through various holidays and things, and visiting family up there,
living there for a
little bit. Never been to the NEC, so it was a good experience for me as well, just to see what that was like. Because I've always wanted to go to it, just because I've heard the events there are really good.
I've been once, but that was for the gadget show, and I think they kind of cloaked the walls a bit more, so you kind of lost perception of what was going on. There was a big room, like one of the halls had a big theatre in it, so I had in my head that there was a theatre there, but they obviously just have the facility to
put it up
to build it that. Yeah. So I didn't really quite. It was a very different atmosphere to how I remember it being.
Well, different then, really, when you look at it and how it was all set up for the car show.
Yes.
Especially with things. Sorry. The Late Break Show, they had their own stand there, didn't they?
Yeah, they had like a sort of little mini stage and did quite a bit of filming and stuff. It was quite cool. I'm not saying that, but they had the likes of Mike Brewer, I think, go up on the stage next to their stand. Yeah.
Alex Kirsten of Auto Alex Cars, honestly. I'm going to have to double check this.
I don't know.
Sorry, I'm a religious watcher.
Anstead was there as well, wasn't he?
Yes, Anstead was there. Of course, Hubnut, iDrive Classic, and Furious Driving were all there as well.
Yeah, they did a bit of a panel kind of thing.
They did. It's quite impressive, actually. I'm amazed just how, I guess, calm they stayed. Because I know, for me, although Fuel Power, we present to potentially 2,000 plus people with the content we do. Every time I've been in person like that, I just don't know whether I'd like it. Yeah, but you're not a public speaker. No. Really you're much better at one-to-one, whereas I would prefer... If put it this way, if we were going to do something like that, I'd go on the stage and you'd stay and film it from afar. Right, cars. Let's talk about this. Oh, Renault 5, yes. Whereas I would rather go on the stage than have a conversation one-on-one with someone. Okay. That shows the differences in us. This is why teamwork makes literally the dream work. Yes, very much does.
Ian says, I've been saying for years, attending the classic car show, and it's always been next year and then next year. So my mate said he's going next year. Don't take the chance. I don't blame you. It was good. I would recommend. Just maybe take some snacks.
Yes, the food there is quite expensive.
It is quite expensive.
And also quite hard to get hold of. As it turns out, although there's quite a few eateries there, the queues are quite long.
Yeah, and especially take food if you have any sort of allergy or intolerance or you're particularly fussy, because your choice is limited even more than it normally is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think not filming is, especially for the first time, I think not filming is the way to go, because it is about enjoying it. And you see so many people that you like you watch or you follow on Twitter or you follow on Instagram or you follow on YouTube, and you end up chatting to them, or you have a chat about a car, or you go and talk about a product of some description, and all of a sudden you've lost 20 minutes or an hour or something like that.
How long did we end up having for lunch? Wasn't it about?
It was about 20 minutes.
But by the time we'd had food and
it was probably about an hour by the time. Yeah, by the time you'd queued up.
Yeah,
I'd sat at the table, and it's also things like Comic-Con was on at the same time.
Yes, Comic-Con as well. There were lots of people wearing very interesting costumes.
Yes, we had some stormtroopers pass me by as I was waiting for you and Matt in the queue.
So. Hagrid was with McGonagall, so that was an unexpected twist.
Yeah, an unexpected date that we weren't expecting. Yeah. Haven't been there since 2018. What did you go to? Or obviously you went to the NEC. What did you go for? That's the word I'm looking for. In 2018. I can't remember when I went to the Gadget Show. I think that must have been 2015, maybe even earlier than that.
Potentially.
A long time ago. I was still a teenager. Oh, excuse me.
It's not that late, is it? It's only 20 past 8.
Oh, don't. I'm tired.
We've had a long day of doing very little, basically.
It's warm. I think that's what
it is. Very warm.
I would put the fan on, but
the regular classic car show. That's one I haven't been to, but it's one obviously I would like to go, being a car freak / nerd.
Freak.
That's what I am.
True.
Yes, Ian's right. Food lines and costs are always the same in any sort of large-scale venue. It's exactly the same down at the Excel building in London.
And places like Brands Hatch and Bewley and everywhere, that they just hike the prices up massively.
Just because
you're trapped.
Well, they've got the monopoly, basically.
Yeah, you're trapped in there. You can't leave to go and get something and come back again.
Not with Bewley. Would you be able to? No.
Don't think so.
Evening, Frank. How are you doing? Welcome to the live stream.
It just sounds like EVG sounds like a nickname for me, doesn't it?
It could be. We'll call you EVG from now. I have a few films on my channel of the NEC. Sorry, my throat's getting dry.
It's because it's hot. It's because it's warm in here. We've had the heating on for one of the first times this year, and all of a sudden we've all just gone a bit warm and a bit stuffy. We've been working up in this. We're in Jake's bedroom, but we've just been doing some work and Christmas present hunting and stuff up here, and we've just got a little bit hot. I think
I'd say it's not Christmas yet, but it's time to think about getting presents for people.
Yes, so we don't leave it until Christmas Eve, hey?
Oh gosh, we're getting loads of the comments now. Loads of the comments. It's not just loads of comments, it's the comments. Certainly making the point. During the summer, we had a family day out at the Bloom Show in Dublin. I queued 45 minutes for 2 hot dogs and 2 coffees. Didn't get much change from €30. No, I can believe that. I remember when was it? It was one of the Jubilees for the Queen. God rest her soul, of course.
It didn't sound like you were taking the mickey at all.
No. Yeah, went to one of these parties for, I think it was 2012, 2013, something like that.
2012 it would have been.
Yeah, roughly
10 years ago. Probably a diamond or whatever it was.
Yeah, and I remember for that, just to go to the toilet there, it took queued for about 40 minutes just to go for a wee.
Funny. Where did you go?
Local field, big events field. So, but they had portaloos. They had quite a lot of them to, the organisers of the event's credit, but there was just that many people there.
We were camping.
Really?
That's where I got the pennant flag from.
Oh, right.
So we were anybody who camped with the Camping and Caravanning Club got a little flag. I also got one this year as well for the platinum one or whatever it was this year. But I applied for that.
If you look over onto my desk, I've got a little black box on there somewhere. I think it's behind the fan. Can you see it? Maybe just to the left of the fan? I'll have a look if you can't find it. Yes, this thing. Now, speaking of Jubilees, I bought this off of eBay not long ago because I'm a bit of a tech nerd as well. Sinclair little calculator to go with the C5. And inside the box, it's got a sticker from 1977 from the Queen's, what was it? Silver Jubilee. So there we go. I just thought whilst we're on the topic of.
Okay, that's fine. So if anyone's got any other Jubilee stickers, send them over. We can add them to the calculator cover.
Keep adding to the collection. But yeah, why not? Show a bit of what I'm like outside of cars as well. As much people know me for that.
You buy things to do with cars
and technological things.
Yes.
I've even got a ZX Spectrum in the cupboard somewhere. Sinclair, that is. And an Atari ST. But that's another story. Maybe I'll start another tech channel.
Oh, no.
No more videos.
Just do a live about it. Just opening the cupboard. Right, let's do. What's your opinion on the ULEZ expansion?
The ultra low emission zones, terrible. Hate them. Absolutely awful things. Basically, I know you don't, but
there's a lot. I don't go to London often enough to care.
No, but it's something that I think will affect us all eventually, even if not right now.
It's fine. Or cities.
I
don't like busy places.
The thing is with ultra low emission zones, I mean, there's lots of channels out there recently that discuss the whole thing with that topic. And of course, they're now expanding it out in, I think it's April 2023. They're expanding it properly out next year. And it's going to cover a lot of the London suburb areas, which, as somebody who doesn't go to London all that often, if ever really, it doesn't particularly affect me in the short term, but I think longer term it probably will.
Well, what are you planning on doing in London?
Not London specifically, but other towns.
I mean, Southampton is going to be our main one.
Portsmouth potentially is.
But we don't really go to Portsmouth. I mean,
no. No, Ian, it isn't.
I think Southampton would be the only one that would be tricky for us because, I mean, we could, if we needed to, in order for me to get up here to like where Jake lives, we could go through. You can go through the city centre, but you don't have to.
No,
it depends on how far out it went. It wouldn't cross the bridge, so you'd be fine.
Yeah, the thing is, looking at the current fleet of vehicles that we've got between us, I'm okay with the Panda. You're okay with the 500. They'd be compliant. The Mini, definitely not. The Renault went back up and running. I shall quickly touch on that because I see Frank's asked about that later on. Plans for the Renault, still to get it fixed. Just can't seem to get an axle for it at the minute. And also just trying to save up a bit more money to actually get it done. So, yeah, not really a lot happening with that, but it's still fine. It's still safe. I check on it every now and then. So it's still in good order, if a bit dusty and covered in cobwebs. But as far as I can see, no mice hiding in there at the minute. So that's good. But yeah, let's say your 500 okay. The Sandero, despite being diesel, that's okay because it's Euro 6 compliant. I think your dad might struggle with the cars because the Land Rover certainly won't be.
But I know that Dad's happy for the few times that he goes into towns. He will pay for it because if he's going to London, say for example, being
at the
minute, it's only for a day, maybe 2 days, and it's normally for work, not for anything else. So he can claim back the
he can
whatever it is. It's the same as when he goes and he has to claim back the congestion charge. So it's fine.
Yeah, I think another city in the UK at the minute is Bristol. That's got an ultra low emission zone.
Where are the other ones?
Bristol, I think's got one. Bath, I think's got a clean air zone. I don't know if it's full on ultra low emission zone.
Well, I know Southampton's got a clean air drive thing.
You might well do, but
because we did that as part of when I was at school.
Are you going to look it up now to find out which other towns and cities? But I think Bristol's definitely got an ultra low emission zone. London, obviously, yes, 100% with that one.
I've just had a lovely thing as I've gone onto Google and my recommended things to read. The first headline is Wiltshire football match cancelled as opponents refuse to use poo-covered pitch.
Rural countryside, what do you expect?
Countryside life for you.
Ah, thank you. Bristol ultra low emission zone starts on Monday the 28th. Is that... well, that's next week, isn't it? Gosh, it's creeping up on us now. Newcastle's got a clean air zone starting next year, just commercial vehicles, buses and taxis. And there's no zone in Simone City just yet, fingers crossed. Hopefully they won't come sort of more west for quite some time, especially for us out here. But it's certainly something that I don't cheer on, let's put it that way. I mean, although on the plus side, if you want to get, I guess, a cheaper classic or something, or appreciating classic, next year may be the time to look. But obviously, what you may gain as someone buying a cheaper car, somebody else is losing it, that they may lose a car they either really care about, or it's a family heirloom or something. I don't know.
It depends, though, because there might be a way around it if
you might just not be bothered.
But if you live there, it might not be as expensive to do it.
No, I think there is a discount, but it's still obviously money at the end of the day. And it's money that some people don't have at the minute because obviously rising costs everywhere else. Petrol, diesel still going up or staying. Actually,
but then I'm also sure that you wouldn't have. It wouldn't be like, say, Southampton. They're not going to say, right, 1st of December.
Oh, it likely won't be this year.
So you've got plenty of warning, is what I mean. It's not like if you haven't yet got rid of your car that you can't drive in that clean air area.
Yeah.
Then that's kind of your fault.
What I don't so much agree with is the fact that they held a vote, I think it was. I think I've read several different figures, so I'm not going to say an overall figure, but apparently it was more than 50% opposed it, and yet they were still pushed through, so I don't agree with that.
The clean air zones are in Bath, Birmingham, Bradford, Bristol, as of Monday, Greater Manchester, which is under review, Portsmouth, Sheffield, which the charging starts early next year, and Tyneside, which is Newcastle and Gateshead, which starts charging on the 30th of January next year. So at the moment, it's, I was going to say up north, but it's like skipping the sort of south and the Cornwall, Devon end.
Yes. We're all right out here in the rural countryside.
Yeah. Wiltshire, Hampshire, Devon, Cornwall all seem to be okay.
It's just everywhere else. So, yeah, it's not good times for car enthusiasts, especially those of us who like older vehicles, more standard vehicles. What I do find that's quite interesting is the fact that you can have 40-year-old cars that are massively more polluting, much bigger, maybe even, I don't know, potentially diesel or just really old school big V8 thing, and you don't have to pay anything on it. Whereas, you can have a 1 litre car from the 90s or something like that, and it's still not ultra low emission zone compliant. It just doesn't make any sense. But not saying the cars at 40 plus should be charged, of course, but
it's probably because it's more likely that a car of that age, of that size and that spec is likely to go in more frequently. So they'll get more money out of it.
Yeah, more than likely.
Whereas a big Land Rover is only likely to go in on the very rare occasion. And
yeah. I mean, I will say the 40-year exemption for cars is quite good for me. Because of course, the Mini in 9 years' time, 9 years' time or so now will of course be
which
exempt.
Which will drive everywhere in Gertie. It's fine. Gertie.
Yeah, Gertie's fine. Gertie's exempt. Gertie being the Austin A30 van. You said A35. I know I'd have been murdered for that.
Yeah. Especially if he's hiding here somewhere.
Yeah, not commenting.
He can't because he'll be watching it on the TV.
Oh, I see. Hiding away.
I mean, it takes Dad long enough to type on a normal keyboard, never mind.
Well, don't insult him.
It's alright. I'll get a text in a minute if he is watching.
Oh, that's how you're finding that, is it? Sneaky. But Euro 7, that's quite an interesting thing to see coming in. Is it just for transportation, or is it for private vehicles as well, I guess? Euro 6, well, it's Euro 6 certainly the cleanest at this point, but I'm sure that will change in the next couple of years. Always does. I mean, is it Euro 5 diesels that aren't compliant as well now? Because Euro 6, I think Euro 6 is the only diesel that is.
I wouldn't even know where to start.
But is it Euro 4 to 6 petrols are? I'm sure somebody can tell me in the comments below.
Because I don't really quite know what to Google. Sorry, search.
If I actually took all my cars to the mainland, the dailies will be fine, Leon and the Mini, but obviously the Traveller is well out of date. Yeah. Ian's all right. You okay?
Yeah, I'm just finding out what I can...
Where
I can go.
Your car would be okay, because I think it's Euro 4?
So that's all the clean air zones. It's not like... So as of Monday, would I have to pay?
If it's ultra low emission zone exempt, then no, because you'd be okay.
But it's not. That's not what it is. It's the clean air zone. So.
Well, given we've just been to Birmingham in the Panda and not any problems, and mine's older than your car.
True.
So.
Haven't got the letter yet.
No, that's true. Although, is it talking about ultra low emissions? I wonder how that's going to affect car events up and around the places where obviously the emission zones are expanding to. Because I mean, we went to Bromley Pageant earlier this year with Joseph Lloyd. Amber have driven 24/7. Simon have locked 76 cars. It was a great day out at Bromley. We really liked it, but at the end of the day, how's something like this going to affect an event like that?
It depends on how far it goes out, because I know it goes to Bromley, but it
says
depends
Bromley,
on where Bromley is, like as in the pageant is compared to that.
But I noticed when we went earlier this year, they had signs up saying clean air zone and all that, vehicles exempt, blah 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 blah. Didn't really have a lot of time to pay attention to it. I was driving and focusing on what else was going around me. But yeah, that's the point. Ace Cafe, that could be affected by it. Yeah, that's true. That's somewhere I'd like to go and see at some point, but I might have to do that trip in the Panda.
Well, but the thing is, I think it's all very well people getting upset, but if you can afford to run the car and potentially multiple cars, you can afford the petrol to get to there unless you live relatively locally. Afford to go to these places. What's £12.50 for one day?
Well, that's the thing, though, is it? If you're doing it, it's every single day.
Yeah, but you're not. No, but what I'm saying is, if you're going to the Ace Cafe to visit or whatever.
I mean, if I'm going, it's not such a big problem, but for those living within that zone, yes, it is definitely a huge.
Yeah, but then you don't
have a car.
You don't. Well, that's the thing. That's the whole point of it, isn't it? To encourage people to have more environmentally friendly cars or not have a car at all, because it's kind of
£12.50 at the moment. Yes,
it's that thing of they don't have the space to keep cars for one thing, unless they've got multi-millions and live in massive houses in London, in which case £12.50 is like what you'd find down the back of the sofa, so it wouldn't affect them at all.
No.
But it's kind of that's the reason for them, because there's too many cars, whereas the people who are going in to visit, who this charge is actually going to affect probably more, because there's a reason that we're driving in, and that's because we live further away. It's £12.50, like once, maybe twice a year.
Yeah, I'll say for me personally, it's not such a big problem at the minute, but I
don't think it ever will be unless it goes to Southampton.
No. I mean, in fairness, I'm not keen on driving in London anyway.
No.
I'd rather take the train, save the hassle.
But even, like I say, I think if it came to Southampton, or I mean, Southampton would probably be the only place that it would actually be affecting us.
Possibly.
Because I don't think anywhere else more local to here would be affected by it.
Probably not, but maybe not in the immediate term. But I could see them like making a point.
But I think, say, like I go to Winchester for work. There's very good park and ride situations already set up in Winchester. They wouldn't have to do anything more for that. as long as they keep the ultra low emission zone within those park and ride places, then I don't see, like, I could do park and ride to go to work. It'd be a bit annoying, but you do it. You get on, you park on the one the closest to it, and then get the bus in for like 5 minutes or something, just so you don't have to drive your car in. And the same as Salisbury's got a very similar situation, hasn't it? This like set up that they've got a lot of park and rides. Like Southampton has tried to do park and ride, but doesn't have the space to put them.
True, but for me at the minute, that wouldn't work. Public transport.
No, but then you don't need to go through Salisbury to get anywhere.
No, I don't.
So you'd be fine.
But yeah, if they expanded that and said no cars of whatever, yeah.
But you wouldn't. Work. It wouldn't go for a place like Salisbury, as small as it is. It wouldn't go out too far.
No, probably not.
Where like Aldi is, it'd probably be its
to Aldi.
But that would be probably its edge. It wouldn't go further countryside than that, because you'd lose businesses, and that's not what the point of it is. No. The crux of the matter is it's to save the planet, but also to make money. And if they were losing businesses, then it wouldn't be worth doing it. Whereas Southampton is a bit more of a... There's not quite so much of a definite line.
No.
It's a bit more fuzzy around the edges, and you'd end up with some sort of weird old like shape of...
Well, the London one looks a bit strange if you look at it. Obviously, they try to keep it somewhat circular, but
I think, say, with Southampton, you'd get to the water. You'd be restricted by the river, and it'd
quick,
have
get
to
in
be...
the sea.
But it would have to be the city, but only on that side of the river, because how can you expand it over a river? Like, what would happen? So surely then that would mean that boats would have to be counted into it.
Gosh, can you imagine?
And that would be a bit of a disaster.
I don't know where the boats would be, but
then they'd have to, by the same token, they still use the fuel.
It's mainly diesel, isn't it, with boats? Yes. Anyway, ultra low emission zones. That's caused quite a lot of discussion on this, isn't it? Really.
But I think it's one of those things, isn't it? It's happening, and we need to deal with it. But personally, it's not going to necessarily affect us too much.
Not at the minute.
Not with the immediate changes.
No, not with what's happening in London, but certainly in maybe the next couple of years it might. But by then, chances are my Panda and your 500 probably won't be ultra low emission zone compliant by then.
No.
And what? They're 14, 15 years old?
I think the thing, like I say, if we knew that, say again, Southampton or Salisbury or somewhere that we decided we wanted to move to was looking on the list to be kind of to have a clean air zone or a ultra low emission zone, then at that point is when we think, okay, we can't use those cars anymore. Let's sell them while we can still get something for them, and get something that we can use.
Yep.
It's all about planning and forward thinking, and
it is
getting used to it, or figuring out ways of not going into the city centre too frequently.
True, but what is it, with about 6 months to go until the ultra low emission zone thing in London comes into force?
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying. Is it's not new. It's people have known about it. So I reckon if you were that bothered, that way inclined, you would plan ahead and sort it earlier. Yeah. I don't think you would necessarily. So say like the one that's coming in Bristol, I'm sure that if you operate anywhere near Bristol, you've probably known about it for quite a long time.
Possibly. I wouldn't know because I'm not in that situation.
Are you still here? Let us know. How long have you known about it? But yeah, I think it's just about thinking about it, and at the end of the day,
to plan with it.
Yeah, but also at the end of the day, it is going to hopefully improve the climate of those areas that the pollution is really high.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It is quite funny speaking with obviously the older generations. When you talk to them about how life was when they were young, and they were saying, "Oh, there was smog and it was thick everywhere. Couldn't even see about 5 feet in front of your face," especially in the industrial Midlands at the time. But we're not talking about the 1800s here, though.
No, not quite.
Yeah, maybe 1930s, 40s.
Yeah, 30s, 40s, a bit earlier.
But when you look at it now, you can still see reasonably clearly. There's hardly any smog around this sort of area.
Mm.
Yeah, obviously smoke from bonfires and things, but that's really realistically about it.
Mm.
But yeah, obviously it is working, cleaner cars, but yeah, I agree with trying to make ultra low emission zone type things work. I'm just not sure they're going about it in the right way, and I don't know what the right way is.
Yeah,
that's probably the way I can sum it up.
Unfortunately, you won't ever have to be able to be. In
no, I'm never going to be a politician
so
nor prime minister.
To live with it, I think.
Should we look back to the comments?
Yeah, I don't think that they have changed all that much.
No, Carlos, you're watching Miami Vice. That's a good TV show. Ferrari Testarossa in that. I like the Testarossa. No, you never seen it? No?
You should know this by now. A program or a film is mentioned. 99% of the time.
That's true. You're not as big of a film buff as me, are you?
No.
No, I've got quite an extensive film collection.
For somebody who was telling me last night that you used to go to parties, and I don't think I've ever been to a party in my life, I don't know when you've got the time. I used to focus too much on my schoolwork and my college work.
Nerd.
Yep. I'm happy to admit. Where's it got me? Oh, nowhere. Never mind.
No, it's got you somewhere. Don't be like that. Silly.
No. Oh, my leg's too chubby. We're wonky now.
There we go. Yes, they will probably continue to lower the emission levels. There we go. Got there in the end. Whether or not it's helpful or not, I don't know. Is that okay? Or
yeah, it was something just bounced around on my bottom. Not on my bottom, at the bottom of the screen.
I went to Bristol a few weeks ago. Only go for work. I won't go again. Was that because the whole discussion on ultra low emission zones, or was that just generally you didn't like it?
I quite like Bristol.
I've only been a handful of times. So. I did want to go and explore it at IMM for
the car stop working.
Yeah, for just some sightseeing, to see the suspension bridge and all that. But no, the car decided I don't like my hoses anymore.
Let's split them.
I hate cities and I hate ultra low emission zone. Oh, there we go.
Well, it's not an ultra low emission zone. It's a clean air zone. They are different. There is a difference.
Oh no, she's being technical.
No, I was just looking it up. They are.
You won't win this fight, Finley.
There is there's a difference to them. The only ultra low emission zone is in London. The clean air zones are the other places. That is just reducing. It's pollution reducing.
Pollution reducing.
Rather than trying to make money off people. Cities aren't my favourite place, but I don't mind visiting them for a day.
No.
I mean, I live just out 5 minutes out of the city, so I can't really say anything, but I wouldn't live there out of choice necessarily.
Given I've spent pretty much all my life out in the countryside, even when I lived in the Midlands, I didn't exactly live in a big place.
No.
To say the least. So, I'm not fussed. I can't say I want to live in a city.
I mean, I've lived right in the centre of Southampton. I've lived on the outskirts of Southampton in 2 different places. One slightly closer to it than the other. But I wouldn't rush to live in a city again.
No.
It was different when you're, a student and living in student halls and stuff, because you need to be where everything is happening.
Well, that's the thing.
But I wouldn't choose it now. I'd rather live in the middle of nowhere.
Well, that's the thing. I went to Lincoln a few years ago because my friend went there to the university. And I didn't mind that so much going there because it's, for one, a really nice looking city. It's well kept obviously to a point, as many cities are. The cathedral is really nice, and the castle area, of course, all kept really clean. People there seemed friendly enough. But what was really good about that was where he was in student housing was about, a 2-minute walk from the city centre. Which again is really good, especially if you go on a night out with your friends and things like that.
Yeah.
No complaints. But as not being a student, I'm not as fussed about going out for a drink every night.
But that's the thing. Southampton is a full-on student town with 2 universities.
That's true. And
colleges that target kind of older students who maybe didn't succeed in college the first time round and go again. It's very, very student heavy in Southampton, and you can tell just from walking around that it's the people who live there are 90% students. Not many just it's either they're students or they work at the hospitals. I think that's pretty much it. The
we need people
students
to
are
work in
working in
hospitals.
So nearly got lost in. Oh, Ian nearly got lost in Bristol.
Over for
At
rainy
night
day.
and in the rain. Oh dear, that's not good.
Sat-navs,
This is a nice place to get lost in, I suppose.
Sat-navs have got a really weird way of working out what the best route is. Shall we go through and round the big town? Absolutely. Actually, no. Let's not go through around it. Let's go straight through the middle.
Mum always sends us like right round in the random, like middle of nowhere places. They don't stop pollution; they make money. Well, I suppose in a sense, yes, they do.
Well, they do make money.
They do make money,
emission zones, that is.
Yeah, they do make money. Everything through the council that is charging is there to make money. It's not there.
It's like road tax. Does any of that go on the roads?
Well, it's the same again. Talking about Southampton again, there is a bridge.
Not Southampton.
There's a bridge in Southampton called the Itchen Bridge because it crosses the Itchen.
There's no B on it.
No, and only on bridge, and that was built when my dad was growing up, and they said, "Oh, give it 20 years and you won't have to pay for it anymore." Here we are, 40 odd years later, and you still have to pay for it. It's just money. It's money making. It's maintenance, but it's money making. But what I mean when I'm saying that they stop or they reduce pollution is the fact that the cars aren't going into those cities, which automatically is then going to reduce the pollution. Because people are going to say, "Oh, I don't want to pay £12.50, so I'll park further out and get a bus in." Because at the end of the day, public transport is better in that respect than it is, because you can get 30 cars worth of people on one mode of transport. Hence why park and rides are popular and stuff.
That's true.
Frank says, all for electric cars, we need a fuel-based car in the future as the infrastructure isn't there. Yes, we've had this discussion on multiple occasions that we would be quite happy to have electric cars if charging them was easier and more reliable.
And more affordable.
Yeah. But then you can do it at home.
No, I'm not just saying about the charging, I'm saying about the purchasing in the first place.
Yeah.
Because I personally definitely cannot afford an electric car at the minute. The only one I'd even be close to is maybe an Ami. Or, to be financially realistic, shall we say. But even then, really, 30 miles an hour, 2 seats, the Panda's better at the minute. Yeah. For my uses.
It will happen and it will change. But
could get the Renault Twizy, that's 50 miles an hour. 2-seater. Yeah. No, well, you can get doors, but they're a bit cheap and plasticky.
Doors?
Yeah, doors. The Twizy doesn't come with any doors as standard. That's an optional extra.
Oh gosh, I don't think I'd like that at 50 miles an hour. Just chuck me. I know what you're like round corners. I'd be on the floor.
It's basically like driving a go-kart, essentially.
Oliver has retracted his message, but I did manage to read it.
Yes, Lincoln is a city, but size maybe not, but obviously having the cathedral technically classed as one. Yeah.
I wonder if...
Although it is a nice city still, anyway.
We know Oliver through friends. This is... Yeah. I wonder if he's like
very well
done it and then Googled it and then got an old box.
Possibly. Yes, hello Oliver, welcome to the stream. If you're still here.
Retracted his message and left. A couple of years ago, 25,000 would have got you a nice car. Now they want 50,000 with no toys on it.
This is something I was saying the other day, because we're quite interested in Dacia's cars, just because we like the brand.
Yes.
The fact they offered a car that was reasonably cheap, and it's a car. It's not going to be anything exciting particularly. It just gets you from A to B.
No, but as much as we enjoy a car,
you need to have a car that's accessible for everyone as well.
Yeah. It needs to do what you need it to do in your particular life.
Yeah.
And everybody is going to be different, hence why there's so many on the market.
Yeah. But now I think, as at the time when our Sandero was new, the Sandero was still the cheapest brand new car, about £6,000, 5,995. You want to be that technical?
Yeah.
Whereas nowadays,
you bought the Sandero as well before Dacia was particularly popular.
Whereas
in
now,
this country,
I don't know whether you can get one for below 10,000. Certainly not in stepway spec. Which, when you think ours brand new is about 12,500, it kind of puts it into perspective when the base price of it's 10,000 ish. off the top of my head.
Depends though on what you count as good value. Because I mean,
I think there's only one car now, isn't it? It's the Kia. Oh, what is it? Kia something or other. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. That's under £10,000 brand new.
I was going to say a Seed, but that's
It's not Seed, no. It's Rio.
C apostrophe D.
Rio? Picanto. Picanto, that's the one.
Oh, I could have told you that. Okay, I knew that.
So I was trying to think of the really small one. I've not driven. Seen the Rio in quite extreme detail because I was doing the review with Joseph Lloyd when I was filming for his channel. Well, how long ago was that now? That was a year or so ago. All blends into one.
Okay.
Yes, Picanto, yes.
Let's go off a little bit. I think I might have been in a bus and taxi only areas. Oh, you did not have a good evening there, Ian, did you? Let's be honest.
No.
Lost in the rain in the wrong bit.
In a bus or taxi area.
Second-hand electric is not even worth doing. Nissan Leaf Gen 1 battery will have a very low range. Also, they're really ugly, but never mind.
That's beside the point.
That's beside the point. But that's the thing. I'd rather get a car that I like the look of that did the job if I could afford.
Yeah.
Because I mean, my car, for what it was even at the time, was quite expensive. Because I think it was about £5,000.
Oh yeah.
Which for a
trying to work it out.
8-year-old car was quite expensive, but it did only have like 20,000 miles on the clock. So it was very low mileage. Nothing really wrong with it.
No.
I've now clocked up nearly like 32,000 miles. So, or no, more than that, 33 nearly. So obviously I wouldn't get the same amount of money for it, but also compared to it being my first car to being what we might need in 3 or 4 years' time, because of our age.
Why? What's happening then?
Well, no, but the age that we would be, you've even, if nothing else, you're taking parents out more because they don't want to drive. You're taking.
I'm already doing that.
Yeah, true. You're taking friends out in bigger family groups. I've got friends with children. One day children might be something that we have as well. It's what? you take different things into perspective depending on what time of your life you're in. Which is why I think people who are generally a little bit older, unless you're really into cars, will buy a car and keep it kind of for a bit longer because it suits them for a bit longer. Whereas at kind of 17 to 28, you kind of keep the same thing unless your life changes earlier. But then you kind of change a few times for a little while and then settle again.
Well, that said, though, I mean, my family tend to keep our cars for a very, very long time compared to many other families.
No, my mum keeps her cars until they die, until she kills them. Yeah,
really?
Yeah. But she's always had cars that have generally been quite low priced.
Yeah.
For a reason, because she couldn't afford to get anything more expensive, but also because it was kind of they'd die because they were a bit rubbish.
Yeah.
But obviously, Dad changes his car like he changes his underwear, so it's fine. It's like. He's proud now though because he's kept the cars for a long time.
No, he has kept his current fleet of vehicles very long time.
Yeah.
Compared to what you've told me he's had before. Now going back through my history, at least in my lifetime with parents and things, Astra Mark III, 16 years. Renault, still got it technically, even if it's not very well at the minute.
Still living.
Mum's white Fiat Panda, that was 11 years. We kept that. Sandero, that's what, 6, 7 now, likely to be kept until it either rusts away or something, or we have a emission zone or something nearer to us that means we can't really make use of it anymore. That's all. Mum just stops using it and goes, right, well, let's just get something even cheaper. But Sandero at the minute, free tax, insurance is pretty cheap on it, good emissions, good economy. What can you really want more?
It does the job for what you need it for. You needed something higher for your nan.
Yes.
To get
She's
into,
not very mobile, so having a tall car, Sandero Stepway was the perfect option.
Yeah, it helps.
5-seater, biggish boot. It's done a 5-person family holiday before, so several occasions. Without any roof boxes, I'll add as well, so it's done pretty well.
Carlos has got a tizzy at work.
A Renault Twizy.
For
research
for
for
AI.
Artificial.
Wow.
If it's AI, it's artificial intelligence.
I know. Might be
Not
Al.
Al. Al's the security guard.
Oh, Alan driving around in his Twizy.
Al just drives around with his torch going, oi, who's that there?
The rest of the weekend was great and no problem with directions after getting out of Bristol, apart from trying to find a petrol station that actually had. Yeah, I mean, depends on when you were going, I suppose.
Was that the time when we had the fuel shortages? Because I remember every single petrol station I came back from Castle Coombe and the Mini had no fuel. I was quite low on petrol
What
at the
was
time.
the one when the football was on and I was coming back from here?
Oh, I knew, yeah.
And I don't think it was a fuel shortage. Or the fuel shortage was happening or had happened.
But everybody,
and because of the World Cup or whatever it was, the football, everywhere was shut early so that they could all go and watch the game. And I was like limping my car home with about 12 miles left to go on the range or something. It was like, oh. But never mind. I got home. It was okay. My dad came and saved me.
With a jerry can of petrol.
Because he is not a football fan, so he didn't mind.
No. Had he have been? Oh, dear.
Yeah, I just had to sit at the side of the road until the game had finished, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, fuel crisis time.
Yeah.
Feels like an age ago, that. No.
It was only last year.
I know, but it feels like it was much, much longer.
Right, shall we move on to what else we've done? Sorry, I've got a sniffle.
Oh no, you're causing trouble.
Apologies. Yeah, so let's move on to the other two things that we've done. We'll rattle through them relatively quickly. Last week was a busy one. Last weekend was a busy one for us.
It was.
Do you want to say what you did?
No.
Oh, okay, thanks. For anybody who doesn't know, Richard Kitchen of Up and Down Vids did a 24-hour live stream from last Friday, so the 18th.
5 p.m.
5 p.m. on the 18th, through to 5 p.m.-ish on Saturday the 19th.
Including quick breakages and stoppages to change recording softwares and things like that.
Use the toilet.
Also, hello car nerd.
And we were very lucky to be a part of that. We had the 2 p.m. on the Saturday afternoon slot, and somehow Richard had managed to be awake the whole time. We thought when he was having guests through the night and stuff that they were maybe taking a turn and he was going to...
Having a quick nap
Yeah, he was going to have a sort of an hour's rest. But no, he stayed awake the whole time with everybody.
Credit to him, he managed it.
Yep. He was joined by Hubnut and Miss Hubnut
as well.
And Wrenching Wench, Katie, joined him in the early hours of the morning. I think Steph tried to join him and was sadly unsuccessful.
Yeah, he had a few problems with the technology side of things. So some people were able to make it, others weren't. Who else was there? There was James Walsh of Practical Classics, Charlotte Bowden as well.
Yep.
I'm going to have to refer back to the list to find out who else was there.
The charity who he was doing it for,
which
was Sophie's Legacy, which is a local charity to, again, Southampton, like that kind of
and
South
Portsmouth
Coast area, which is where Richard lives. He's a Pompey boy. And Sophie's mum did the first slot.
Which I thought was...
Was her name Charlotte as well?
I believe it was, yes.
Yeah, all the Charlottes. So Charlotte took the first one, and we've recently followed them on, or as in the lead up to this, we were following them on Instagram. And I've seen a lot of different places, and they actually get around to a lot of different places, like supermarkets and stuff. And so if you ever see Sophie's Legacy, then please donate. And it's such a worthy cause. I think they do, one of the main things that they do is support with food and drinks for parents of children who are in hospital for a variety of different things. Sophie herself had a form of cancer. I must admit I didn't look into it too much because obviously it being 10-year-old children is quite close to home for me and with my job, and I don't like to read into it too much because it just makes me a bit sad. So but I mean, any form of illness for any child is horrible, but to go through that must have been awful. But I think the support that she gives the other parents with the food, and you quite often will see her in her Instagrams with big trolley loads of like Domino's pizzas, and just going and taking them to the parents because they can't leave their children while they're suffering to go and get food and stuff. So they take it to them. And throughout the 24 hours, Richard managed to raise just about £8,205 or something like that. It was in the end, wasn't it? Just over £8,000.
It was over £8,000, which for a 24-hour live stream was
very impressive.
Yeah, it was seriously impressive.
And his original target was 1,000. So
by the end of the 24 hours,
yes, he managed to well achieve that. It went from 1,000 to
times by 8,
4,400, which was the cost of Clement, which was the car he was sat in for the whole 24 hours.
Which is a Citroen.
Thank you. And so he then smashed that out the park and then went for 8,000, and it ticked over, and he was watching it. And
what did it do? It ticked over to 8,000 in the last 3 minutes or something like that. Somebody just pushed it right over the edge, and
there's a couple of people who did some big donations right towards the end.
Oh yeah.
Which definitely helped push it up.
The thing is, I think even if he hadn't have achieved 8,000 by the end of the stream, the amount that he raised, despite obviously his target being £1,000 just to begin with.
Yeah.
So even
£1,000 would have been pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, but to get 7,000 plus,
more
before the end of the live stream was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't just pretty; it was very impressive, wasn't it? Let's face it.
And Richard has all the lives are available, but there's also he's split them down into sections for each of the guests and himself. I think ours isn't up there just yet, but he's got to.
He's going.
He's got to the Hub Nut one, which was 9 o'clock on the Saturday, so he'll get there eventually. But
he's also got the Passenger Seat podcast. They did a quiz.
Oh yes, they did a quiz,
which apparently went down really well, which we missed because we were asleep.
Yeah, well, we were making sure that we were ready for our slot, so we wanted to make sure that we watched it from 5 until about 11:30, I think it was, or about 10, 11 o'clock, something like that, wasn't it? So we made sure then that we had a good night's sleep, so that we'd managed to get everything that we needed to do done on the Saturday, and then be home for 2 o'clock. So we were
not only that, but we thought by that point it would be 22 hours in for Richard. He'd be pretty tired by that point.
Yeah, so we did a lot of the talking.
We wanted to try and be on our A game for it, because as much as our live streams here are maybe about the things that we do, and obviously trying to chat to you guys, that stream wasn't about us at all. It's about obviously trying to generate money for charity.
Yeah, and obviously we've not met Richard in person before. We've not really had any
huge conversation with him.
No, he reached out to us, and we were a bit we'd seen this whole thing circulating, and we'd been following the people who were being announced as guests, and then to have the message, we were kind of, I don't know, a little bit taken aback that he'd asked us to do it, which we were also very flattered. But it was kind of, we knew, looking at it, aside from Sophie's mum, we had the smallest YouTube following there, quite comfortably, really, didn't we?
I think it was between us and Wrenching Wench.
Yeah, but she's big. Katie's very big on Twitter.
Oh yes, very much so.
Much bigger than
we are on Twitter. Yes, definitely.
So I think the general following of those things, we were probably one of the smallest, and so we had to explain the cars we had. We explained about Trixie. We had a good old chat about weird place names. So and
very rude place names as well.
Yeah, some rude ones as well, obviously cropped up.
Yeah. Planning the rude road trip now.
Yeah. And but we managed to keep him chatting for an hour and handed him over to
his next guest,
which I can't remember who that was.
I have to double check because of the technological issues.
Somebody 76 something, wasn't it?
Because of the problems earlier on in the night, some people missed their slots, so they came in a little bit later on. So I lost a little bit of track of who was where, but. Yeah. Also, evening CJ, how are you doing? How's the Alpha?
I could have guessed.
And the Mazda.
But yes, then the Sunday after that, so last Sunday, we were up nice and early and popped along to Thruxton, which is not too far away from us, for the coffee run. It's their Hendy
Performance Eastleigh.
Yeah. And we met Matt again because he's just
he likes tagging along.
Yeah. And we had a good chat about some of the stuff that we've got planned for next year, which we will touch on later. But yeah, we had just a good wander around and had a look at some cars, and you went off and did a bit of filming.
Yes, again, a bit of a highlights reel there, because there's about 400 plus cars, which is quite a lot.
Yep.
So, and given the meet's only for what, 3 hours tops?
Yeah, it's kind of like a breakfast.
It's a breakfast social club, more than anything.
Matt and I were escorted into the correct queue by none other than Tiff Nadell as well. Not that I knew who that was at the time.
Did you not?
I knew who
you knew the name.
I knew who, or I knew that he was like there as an integral person, and I knew the name, but I wouldn't have been able to tell you that that was him over any other random middle-aged man in a blue shirt. Could have been anybody. And Matt went, "You don't," and it was sort of like, "Oh," it was like, "Oh, that's nice to be put in a queue by Tiff Nadell." And it was like,
okay. Right, yes.
Who? But never mind.
I didn't see it because I wasn't with him at that point. I was filming. But again, as I say, highlight reel with that one. I think Petrol Ped, who actually is Hendy's ambassador on YouTube, I guess.
Yeah.
Many does mini content and various other little things. He's actually got a proper video of the day, so go and check out his video.
He had quite a presence on the.
Yes, he had 3 of his vehicles there. I think 3. Also, he's a keen cyclist, so he had some of his bikes as well. Cool.
I didn't see the bikes. Oh, were they on top of the car?
They're on the back of that Ford pickup. I don't know the model off the top of my head. No. Should we talk about what the next thing is? Or
yes, so it's what we have planned.
Excellent.
We are going to knock this one on that if you're wondering why we're rushing through it a little bit more now, we are going to knock this one on the head a little bit earlier, because we are getting up relatively early in the morning to, I am, to go to the Christmas market. You might not want it to be Christmas yet, but I want to go and have a look.
Okay, well, before we do that, CJ the Alpha is in the garage, electronic issues. Oh, not again. I don't mean that meanly at all, but I know it's not the first time it's happened to you. That's horrible. Whereas the Master's behaving, and it's proving rather enjoyable. That's good to hear. Yeah. What generation is it? Is it 3rd generation Mazda MX-5? Pretty sure it is. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm sure he'll let you know.
Yes, definitely. But yes, the fuel power fleet, they're all doing pretty well at the minute, I have to say. There's not really much to update on them, really, because they're all just sort of doing their thing.
Doran had a weird click, but we've fixed that.
Yeah, do you want to explain what that was?
Yeah, the wheel wasn't put on properly again after she'd been fixed.
After being hit by a lorry.
Yeah, after she was hit by a lorry, she was in the car hospital. She came back out from the car hospital, and I had a weird ticking noise, clicking noise. Or that's what it sounded like from the inside. What did it sound like from the outside? It sounded like a stick had been caught underneath, didn't it? Like, it was that kind of noise.
You know when you put like a card in bicycle spokes?
Yeah, like that.
Sounded a bit like that, but
every time
metal.
I was hard left reversing and turning left, but not. It wasn't as bad when I was turning left. You had a quick look. There wasn't anything there. Took it home. Dad took the wheel off, only to find that the bolts weren't done up really at all. So yeah,
it's a good job you checked.
But it's all fixed now, and she's all fine. She's poodling along without a weird tick, so she's
runs
fine.
Nicely there.
Yes. But yes.
Mark III, by the way. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. What we have planned for the coming month, because obviously we're still going to try and squeeze in one more live stream on the
before the end of the year.
Yes, we are going to tell you now the date, because we have already decided. It will be on Friday, the 30th of December at 8:00. So we're not going to put you through it on New Year's Eve, but the 30th of December, so the Friday night. So I mean, cancel all your Christmas party, your New Year parties now, because clearly we're more interesting.
Hang out with these
Come and hang out with us, because we are going to be looking into StreamYard. We're not promising anything yet, but we're going to.
We don't understand it yet, but we're going to have a proper attempt.
Going to look into it in order to try and do our live via that system this time or next time.
See if we can get some guests involved as well.
Yeah, see if we can actually get you guys involved properly without having to just type it all the time. If not, we will fall back on the good old 2020 Zoom chat. Just to have a bit more of a a proper conversation rather than you be typing and us talking. But in terms of the first part of December, we are going to bring back some content.
Bring back content.
Yes. You've got a plan in place. You're sorted. Yes. Mr. Editor's back and he's
fully refreshed after a bit of a break.
Yes.
Matt's phone died.
Matt's back.
We've been talking about you. Your ear's been burning.
Does that mean we have to stop talking about him now? We will be having a Christmassy video. We aren't quite sure quite what yet, but we've got a few ideas in mind. The plan
is in the works.
Yes. A roundup of our first year on Fuel Power, or as Fuel Power.
Yeah, first full year as Fuel Power and how it's gone. And realistically, I have to say it's gone well, but that's what I'm going to say for it for now.
Yes.
I don't want to reveal too much.
We are looking forward, obviously, to next year as well. We've got some plans in place for that. Matt, don't say anything because we're not going to tell anybody anything. But it's looking to be quite
ideas around.
Yes, it's looking to be quite exciting. We are going to vary the content a little bit more than what we've done before now, but obviously there's still the same stuff that you know and love will still happen. Show walkarounds, reviews, that kind of thing. Let's maybe get more than one review done this year.
Yes, although we have had 2 review videos go up. They were at the very start of the year.
Yeah, there you go.
I've still got a pound 100 HP to review. Can't think which one.
And a mini. There's 2 Yugo Samas floating about now as well.
And a Dacia Sandero diesel.
Could walk around, do a walk around rather
and a 500 hybrid. And an A35, A30. Oh, I'm going to be mad for
that. It's just not on.
No, I know. But yes, Sana's. Or Sana, if it gets up and running, we'll see. That'll be exciting.
Yep. Do walkarounds. But we obviously...
Hopefully more Sana content. Yes, definitely.
Yes. With it being Christmassy time, New Year, all of that sort of stuff, we've got family down from the Midlands, around from their own houses. So we probably will be having natural breaks from social media. We feel like a lot of people probably will as well. There will still be content going up, potentially more once I'm on holiday from school, but I'm going to warn you now, there may also not be anything because we do want to spend that time with our family and with each other, because despite what you may think on YouTube, we don't actually spend all that much time together, really.
Amazingly.
It's pretty limited to the weekends, and that's about it. So, yeah, it will be nice to have that time to spend with each other and with our family. Yeah. And where we're not running around doing 50 million other things. So yeah.
Yeah. Beer chance will be certainly a bit. How do you say that word? I've always
crack.
Is it crack?
Yeah.
We're trying to work it out.
You have to say it with your Irish accent though.
No. There's the Sana running. Oh, that's for Matt. He can answer that.
Is the Sana running yet, Matt? Yeah, is it running? Which one are you talking about, Simone?
Yeah. He may have more than one. He may not. He may just have the white one.
Kleptomaniac. Kleptomaniac.
Why, he's stealing them?
No, collecting.
I thought kleptomaniac was stealing.
Oh. He's not stealing them. Sorry, I got that wrong if it is. The Hubnut one. He's got the Hubnut one, and there may be another one. I'm going to have to look up what kleptomaniac means now. Hang
on. Anyway, whilst you're looking that up, I shall answer. Yes, I would love to review the 166 at some point, CJ. That would be absolutely brilliant if I could.
Oh, no, he's not a kleptomaniac. I was wrong.
Is it theft?
Yeah, it's a mental health disorder that involves repeatedly being unable to resist urges to steal items that you generally don't need. Although, the second half, it doesn't need them.
Kleptomaniac addict. Yeah, see?
All right, I got it wrong.
But Matt's collecting the red Sana next Saturday. Not done any work on the white one. Nope, that's taken a bit of a back seat lately, hasn't it?
Yes. Collectomaniac is in Urban Dictionary. I'll take that. He's a collectomaniac. But so are you, but with models.
I can't afford the big things.
The big things, the proper ones.
Yeah, so I have to buy.
I was going to say the drivable ones, but Matt's aren't drivable, so it doesn't really make any difference.
Yeah, some of them are, not all of them.
No, not all of them.
He says
it's not the red one from the NEC.
No, it's a different one.
It's a different red one. Who knew there was 2?
Yeah. Matt's going to have just the entire collection of Sanas by the end of next year.
Not all 3 of them.
All 3 of them. How many are there? There's like 8, is it, in total unknown? I mean, it's not to say there aren't a few more, but...
No idea.
Yeah, 3, I know. I couldn't believe it when he told us. What a surprise.
He won't be you.
Beyond belief.
Known as being Mini Matt, it will be Sana Matt.
Sana Matt. You go, Matt.
You go, Matt.
Yes. Yes, I'd love to come down and review the Cortina as well. We'll have to plan a special trip down for that, though. It's quite a long way away, isn't it? Is it Plymouth, did you say?
Yeah, Plymouth.
Plymouth.
Nothing a holiday can't fix.
Quick holiday down in Trixie. There we go. Yeah, Matt's been so busy with being in Germany.
Yeah.
Shopping.
Drinking beer the size of his head.
As has been said, this is not the NEC one. We're aware of 8, but my 2 and Ollie's are the only ones being worked on at the minute.
Is Ollie's the one from the NEC?
I think so, yes. Okay. Yes, I believe so.
So the other 5 are
hiding
holed
away
up in a barn or a garage somewhere, is that what we're saying?
I mean, to be fair, Ollie's one at the NEC, that was tucked away for many, many years, wasn't it?
Mm.
And now it's obviously being worked on, so it's not to say that the other few won't be. Got to go. Night, everyone. Well, nice, Simone. Thank you for joining
us.
And
we'll be heading off in a minute.
And yes, we'd love to come down and have a look at the Cortina at some time. Well, some point, you know what I mean. Sorry, it's late. Some when. Yes, it's late.
Not that late for you. It's 9:15. Right, we've said all we need to say. Say what you have to say, and we will answer from there. How about that?
Oh, yes, I forgot to answer Carlos. Whoops. Carlos, yes, you may drive the 100 HP.
What was that?
It says, can he review it at some point?
Can he review it?
Well, you can have a go at a review. Don't see why not. Give it a go. Yep. Just don't crash it, because it's my daily drive.
Oh, you've got something else.
I do. Not another car, it's just the Mini.
Yeah.
Just
the Mini.
Can we have diesel on the channel?
Of course we can, Matt.
What do you mean, can we have diesel? We feature them all the time. Especially at show walk-arounds.
Show walk-arounds. The only review that we actually did in 2022.
Filmed at least in 22, yeah. We filmed Tom's Abarth.
That's what but we did it.
The only diesel, yes. We need more Yugo content. Yeah, Matt, get on it.
Come on, Matt. Come back from Germany. Get filming.
Fixing assets with Ian Diesel's rule. According to how many left, there are 6 Sanas left. That's interesting. I thought 8.
Yeah, but maybe 2 have shuffled off to the
scrap heap in the sky.
Yeah,
or maybe. How many left isn't very accurate.
Is this a website?
It is.
Okay.
That's true. I mean, it does say with my Megane, there's 7 of those left, and all of them are currently sawn. But I think there was one that was found in the Isle of Wight not long ago, and it was, or at least it looked in fairly good condition. So I'd be surprised if it's scrapped or just been taken off the road.
I don't know. It depends on how frequently the website is updated, I suppose.
Well, that's true, yeah. But that's the thing as well. Like when you look at how many left, if I click on Megane Classic, it comes up with a different result to what my V5 says, which is what apparently you should go off of with it. Matt's white one wasn't on. How many left as it was off the road pre-sawn coming in? Oh, that's quite interesting.
So it depends on how long they've been sat around not doing very much, isn't it?
It does. I will make my Classic the only Renault survivor in the UK.
I wonder how many left 500s there are.
Probably quite a lot.
Millions, probably.
I'll film the collection of the red one on Saturday.
Oh yeah, that is only Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah, it's next week, yeah.
Goodness, that's come around quickly. That'll be December by then.
It will be.
Whoa! That'll be the 3rd, yeah.
3rd.
It's really bad at the moment. I'm working everything off of when my choir concert is, because I know when that date is.
What's that date?
It's the 4th. So I'm working backwards and forwards depending on that.
That's a good way of doing it, though.
It is a good way of doing it. At the moment, it's the only way my brain is working. Because work is slowly killing my brain. Which is a bit ironic, bearing in mind I need it to improve the brains of small humans. It's all leaking out of my brain and going into there. So I'll be a little shriveled prune by the end of the year.
By the end of it, you'll be talking a load of rubbish.
Yeah, probably. I mean, the science lessons I taught them on Wednesday probably weren't all that scientific.
Oh, that'd be different. That's fine. You got the Haynes breakfast meet, but
You can go if you want.
I could go, but that'd be a very busy day going down to there and then visit you in the evening.
Stop by, pick up your mum and your nan, and go back down to.
Well, go down the mini, come back up. Hello. I can go in the theatre. That's fine. What time is the breakfast meet? Is it like 9 o'clock start?
Don't know.
Because you've got to pre-book it and everything as well.
Somebody else was going. I saw that on Twitter, but I can't remember who.
I'll have a quick look.
Be at Haynes for 9, so it must be quite early.
Must be. I'll have a quick look whilst chatting.
CJ says, I know it's quite early, so.
Book my R53. How do you plan to take it on the trailer behind that?
Oh, yeah.
Haynes Breakfast Club.
Tie it on.
Join the fun as a spectator. Yay! I want to do that. Let's have a look. What's going on? December Land Rover. I could take your dad's Land Rover.
Mm-hmm.
Hooray! Let's have a quick look.
That's the paddock celebration, and that's not Breakfast Club.
Oh. So I'm just having a quick look. R53 towing the Sana. Can you imagine?
Is the R53 going to get a wash first?
Ooh, throwing some shade.
8 o'clock.
8 a.m. start on Sunday the 4th and ends at 12.
It's quite an early one, isn't it? My goodness me.
It is. How long does it take me to get down?
You could take Trixie and
behind the Panda.
Don't do washing. Ugh.
Stinky. 50 minutes from mine to there, so yeah, I might go. I'll see how I feel.
I quite enjoy washing a car.
Yeah. You can wash my Panda if you like. It's a bit mucky.
That sounds like a weird euphemism.
Yeah, about 50 minutes for me from here. It's not too bad though.
No.
What time do you have to be in Southampton for your thing again?
3.
Finish at 12, get back here for about 1ish. Yeah, it'll be alright. Could just about do it.
As long as your mum got your nan in the car at like 1
o'clock,
you'll be alright.
Yes. Yeah, I'm having to take the Sandero because of mobility issues.
Yeah, also just
It's a good car.
comfy ride.
Yeah, I like it. I'll drive it.
Easily sorted. Right, I think we're both flagging slightly, aren't we?
We are. So shall we say?
We've had enough of the Eulers chat, and
has anybody
Matt, go back to that if you're really bothered.
Yes. Has anybody got any final questions then before we bring this to a close? Because we've been going for 1 hour and 23 minutes now. Yes. So do I. The Dacia Sandero is a good little car.
No, sorry, it's not a good little car. What is it? The new ones are
awesome.
No.
Brilliant.
There we go.
Sorry, I saw one in the car park and got very excited.
It's brilliant.
It is. It's a good piece of design. I know design is always subjective, but
it's just it's brilliant. Not just.
It is. Don't judge me. Will we do a tax and tested over Christmas? We can always look into it for sure. For those who don't know, Tax and Tested was a podcast that we tried back in, I think it was 2020 now. Just quite some time ago. It was before I even knew you.
What? You haven't known me for all that long, you know.
No, I know. It feels like forever.
I'm just that annoying.
Oh, I didn't say it. Just for record chat, I didn't say it.
It's on live forever now.
Yes. We can maybe have a go at doing another podcast. We need to
send us the dates that you're free, Carlos.
We need to properly look into microphones and things for that if we are going to do it seriously. Thing is, at the minute we've got the videos and we've got also the website, which was again something else we need to really get back onto. Genevieve?
That's my job for next year.
It is.
It's in the plan. There's a business plan.
We do have a plan. But Yeah, we got a lot on the place at the minute, but the podcast's sort of taking a bit of a backseat. But we can give it a go, see what happens, see what people think.
Matt says, "Is anyone having a roast for dinner tomorrow? Is this you trying to get yourself an invite?"
Maybe.
Just back from Germany, fancy a roast. Whose house can I go to?
Yeah, whose house can I go back to on the way back from Southampton? Well, not from
No, not from Southampton.
No, sorry, he was there the other day, wasn't he?
They're on the way out.
Trouble.
We're not having.
We're not. No, that's a shame. I like a good roast.
We didn't buy any potatoes.
Maybe we'll have one on Tuesday when that comes.
Yeah, we'll have one when your mum comes back. Let's see, he's trying to get himself for an invite. Should be back in the UK 3-ish tomorrow.
That's what it is.
So it's like, we're ready by 6. I'll be there then.
I'll be passing by then. Thoughts on the Suzuki Splash? Don't really know much about them, but as far as I know, they're a good little reliable car. Suzuki always very good at making reliable cars.
I don't even know what it looks like.
No, have a quick look.
What?
A quick Google.
It's a good name.
It is, especially if you want to throw one in a river. How did it get in there? Well,
no.
She doesn't like it all of a sudden.
No, I don't like them.
Roast beef at my in-laws tomorrow. Oh, lucky you, Ian.
Who has the Christmas tree up? Nobody yet. It's too early for Christmas trees.
Yep, everyone's saying too early. In December, yes. November, no.
Yeah, it's all right doing your Christmas shopping, and it's all right, getting organised, but Christmas tree can stay down.
Yeah. I imagine a lot of people will have done Christmas shopping during the Black Friday sales.
Yes.
Because they'll have got, yes, certainly we have, yeah. But it's a good way of getting a discount. I know I've got some presents, which obviously I won't be able to open until Christmas, but I know what they are.
It's the boring thing about being in your 20s, you know what your presents are.
Yeah.
I was up today, very excited. It's our wee man's first Christmas that he's old enough to be. That's cute.
Okay,
I can see putting it up then. We'll make an exception. Yeah, it's fine. Keeping him away from the tree. Is he like a little cat? Trying to climb it? Oh.
Have you screwed the tree down to the floorboards? That's what my dad always used to do.
Really?
Yeah, he used to do that because I was really good at crawling around the floor, so I used to always go near the tree because I was just like, wow, different. Then when we had the cat, it started trying to go up the tree.
Sprout's never been bothered by a tree.
No, but Sprout's not bothered by anything.
No, to be fair, Sprout's a bit boring and not a very good cat, is he really?
Sprout's
not very good at catting.
Sprout is just not bothered by anything. He'll just sit there and be like, yeah, pretty much. No, whereas my cat used to sort of run around a lot and scratch things.
Matt hasn't had decorations up for 5 years.
Well, that's just boring.
Don't be mean. Jeez.
You need to have some
Matt's
decorations.
Never at home. You're too busy gallivanting off doing fun stuff.
That's true.
You don't need decorations.
You can decorate his Tuareg, I suppose.
True. Moves too much though. He needs to decorate the sauna.
Yes.
Doesn't go anywhere.
A Christmas sauna. It's white. It'd be like snow.
Is he like Santa but without the T? Christmas.
Oh.
There you go.
There's an idea.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. Yes. I like it.
It's just Matt's new name.
Can we make it happen?
Santa Claus.
It's not saying Nick.
Also, there's a child at my school called Sana.
Is there?
Mm-hmm. Or Sana, but it's spelt Sana.
Christmas sauna, great idea. No, just no. Oh, can you imagine though? Just covering it in lights and things, putting like a big tree on the roof.
Circa Festive Mini.
Yeah, kind of like Nico's Mini, yeah, but not quite the same because it's a sauna.
Yeah. I wonder what we could do different. Snow machine.
Ooh. Give it a beard.
Beard?
Yeah, get like a Santa beard and put it on the front of the car.
Strange.
Well, strange. You should have known.
Great. Oh, itchy nose. Right, anyway, we've dropped down to 7.
He's walking now so he can reach a lot higher.
Does that mean all the bottom half of your Christmas tree is just plain and the rest of it's got the decorations on?
Ooh. Maybe.
Can't play with them.
Possibly. How is young Bertie doing anyway? I sound really old saying like that, but...
Ooh, how is he doing?
I got my walking stick ready.
Is he getting a car for Christmas?
Ooh, a little ride-on car.
Oh, I meant an actual car, but
I'm sure if he
starting
is,
young.
I'm sure if he is, it's really for Dad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That's how it goes. That's how it goes. I got it for my child. Did you? Yes. Did you? Are you sure?
We've got some pedal cars he could borrow if you're ever over here.
That's true. Yes. Shall we? Oh, love it. Santa Claus. There we go. See, you created a thing. T-shirt design.
Yeah.
Oh, Christmas range. How's about that? I mean, the number plate's almost like December. It's DBC, not DEC for December.
I'm sure we could sort that out.
There's a coach dumps at my local petrol station. No sign of driver. Nearly left a note.
Can't just go around stealing people's coaches, Finley. That's not how it works.
What sort of coach? Just immediately. What sort
A
of
PE
coach?
coach.
Oh no.
Anybody else's weather very wild? Don't know quite what's happening because the
Volvo Plaxton.
The blinds are shut, but it's very windy
It's also
out there.
very dark because it's night time.
Yes.
Cool. So has anybody got any final questions then? Because we've been going for an hour and 30 now.
Yep.
Hour and 31.
Last things.
Yes.
You have 4 minutes.
I'm calling time in this pub.
You've got 4 minutes.
By which I mean public chat.
36% battery left. He's doing great. That's good.
That's good to hear.
You'll have to bring him over with you at some point, and we'll have to take him around Bewley.
Yeah, that'd be good. Or Haynes or something.
Yeah. I'm just thinking Bewley because they've got like proper kids, but.
Oh yeah, they got
Little Bewley.
Yeah, they got Little Bewley. Do they still have dipstick driving course in that area?
I don't know. I haven't been probably since I was a child. I can't remember.
There's a car in the hotel car park here with the engine running, locked, and no one in it. Oh. The new project has been kind of claimed as Bertie, so his granddad has said.
Told you. He's getting a car for Christmas.
Oh. How did you know? Is that what I'm going to be like as a dad one day? Yes. I got a present. Have you? Is it for you or for the child? Both.
Well, I can take them out in it, so both of us can appreciate it.
You know what? Yeah, is there space for me? No.
2 seats. Oh, okay. But anyway, right, we're all a bit. I think we're all a bit tired tonight, aren't we?
Oh, Matt tests.
Matt, your phone died. You've missed all the important information. Friday the 30th of December, 8 p.m.
Any chance of myself and Carlos joining up for a full collaboration? We may have plans for that.
Yes.
Or something very similar.
We're looking into StreamYard, which we've been told about by a variety of different people on here before. I'm sure that if you would like to join us, you can. If not, you are, of course, always welcome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we can accommodate you on the day before New Year's Eve.
It's not like a hotel. I'm sure we can accommodate you.
Well, I'm sure we can. Spare bed next door. Baz isn't here at Christmas.
No, that's true.
That'll be fine. As long as you're happy and willing to have a chat with Jake's nan, you'll be fine.
Oh, no.
It's like the initiation period of coming in. You have to have a chat with your nan.
Gosh. But yes, she is going to be down for Christmas. Lovely family times here.
Yes.
Got to spend time with the elderly relatives.
Got to spend time with all the relatives, but...
No, just the elderly ones.
Oh, just forget all the children and...
I don't have any children in my family.
True, you don't. I don't have any children in my family either, but I've got children in my...
Unless extended family or something. Will Jake's nan be on the stream? Oh, I doubt it.
They should be in bed by then.
She will be in bed, yeah. She goes to sleep very, very early.
Maybe we'll get a little video of her. We'll get a little video of her.
Get her doing something car related, because that's what this channel's all about.
Or getting in and out the car.
Get her to do a review of her wheelie.
Yeah.
That's an idea. What do you like about it? It holds things.
We'll see if we can get that, and we'll share that with you.
Jake's nan will probably be close to my age. Maybe.
How old are you again? 40.
Give me a minute. I need to have my drink before.
No, we're still close to your age.
Oh, I was prepared to laugh then, but
I think.
just trying to figure out how I can retrofit Isofix to the Traveller so Bertie can come to the shows with me next. That'd be good. It'd be good if you can make that actually happen. Can you actually retrofit? You must be able to.
Yeah, Jake is still much closer. You're still much closer to Matt's age than he is to, you know.
How do you feel now, Matt? I don't know whether that's a compliment or not.
I'm sure there must be a way of doing the Isofix thing because.
I mean, modern cars have it, so. But then again,
no, but I was
they're
going to say
built
because minis, some of the minis that have gone to the, went to the Isle of Wight adventure had car seats in the back.
They might not be Isofix type ones though.
But I thought Isofix was just the clips. And with the say, for example, with the seat that I have in the back of my car, you can.
Sorry, I'm just having a quick look.
You can just put the seatbelt through the back and clip the seatbelt in like you would normally.
Turns out you can get something. I'll send it through to you on WhatsApp if you want to have a look at that later on, Ian. From what I found, anyway.
A quick Google.
Yes. Shall we bring this to a close then?
Yes. Let's call that a day. If anybody's got anything else to say, quickly say it now.
Quick, get your typey fingers out. Hi, octopus. Squid or something.
Good night, Matt. Enjoy your final night in Germany, and we will see you at some point soon, I'm sure.
Yes, gute Nacht, as they would say.
Gute Nacht.
Gute Nacht.
Oh, gute Nacht. Aber? Cool. Naturwissenschaften.
Yes, science.
My German is clearly very good.
Das ist lacking, yeah. I'm going to stop here. I'll get in trouble. The abandoned coach was a local one. Don't ask buy it when the time comes. It's a 2000 reg.
Go for it. Why not? You could turn it into a cool little
shed or house or something, or an Airbnb. They're quite popular these days.
Yeah.
Especially for people like me to stay in.
It's got wheels.
It does have wheels, right?
Exciting.
Right, we're going for that one then.
Anyway, on that note, before I take the mickey out of you too much and you get grumpy with me, we are going to say good evening, good night, and good morning, depending on when you're watching this. And
well, you sound really enthusiastic.
Good morning, good evening, and good night. And we will see you over on the rest of the socials, back on YouTube ASAP. We'll let you know.
Yep.
And
this has been the November live stream.
Yes.
Thanks for joining. And we'll see you at the end of December.
Yes, keep an eye out for some of the stuff, especially if we do get StreamYard sorted. We'll start sharing a little bit earlier so that people can start getting involved as well.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
It would be good to get many involved.
Yes, as many people as possible. Thank you for joining us. It's been lovely to have you and chat to you for nearly an hour and 40 minutes. And we will see you soon.
Yes. Until then, farewell and goodbye. There we go. Do that. Bye.